Hey everyone, it's your buddy Crypto Profit back with another video, and today we're going to be taking a quick look at Zilliqa ZIL. So ZIL is actually one of those coins we talked about for quite a while on this channel. It's a coin that I believe is still very undervalued at $1.3 billion in market cap. It could definitely go on a tear like, maybe Terra Luna did, or even Solana. We saw those coins do very, very well randomly throughout the, big updates that they did have planned, big announcements that they did have coming out. But, realistically, Zilliqa could really do the same exact thing. We're going to talk about the ecosystem of Zilliqa, talking about the news surrounding and the hype surrounding Zilliqa, and then go into deep price predictions for the end of the year and the end of the bull market part 2. So to start off, Zilliqa is a cryptocurrency that aims to use sharding to solve the scalability issues facing many blockchains. Sharding is the process of dividing the mining network into smaller pieces or shards that process transactions in parallel. So you can actually see in the last 24 hours, we have gone up about 4.5% in the last 24 hours. Like I said, a lot of volatility has continued to take place and kind of plague the crypto space altogether. We can actually take a look though. It has looking, I guess recently, the crypto space does look like it came out on top. Bitcoin dropped all the way down to about 47K. Now it's back up to 48.9K. So like I said, a great really volatility that ended up, getting us on top. I do want to talk about, Zilliqa altogether though. This last week going up 13.25%. And then the last month, a very, very massive 74% increase in the last month. I think we have a lot of people understanding that there is still a very undervalued coin right here. We have a utility, I guess really the main thing to note is that we have so much utility surrounding Zilliqa, so much use cases surrounding Zilliqa, this ecosystem continuing to grow, and with that more utility, like I said, being brought on, I think we are going to see a lot of institutional as well as retail investors jumping on board within the upcoming weeks and months ahead. So let's jump straight into the very first tweet. So the first thing we're going to see is PSA, Zilliqa transactions per second increases as more nodes join the network to form shards. Transactions are distributed across shards to be processed in parallel. More shards equals farther task division and increased TPS. So obviously scalability is checked there, and Zilliqa is technological marvel. And you can actually see that they talk about scales with the network size as well. So by implementing really network sharding, Zilliqa is able to really divide the network into multiple groups. We're not going to go into too much detail on the sharding process, but it's definitely one of the things that makes Zilliqa great. And I will say, guys, if you want to stay up to date with Zilliqa as well as so many other altcoins across the space, whether it's Cardano, Polkadot, Chainlink, Stellar Lumens, XRP, we talk about them all here. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and like the video. As we jump into the next one, we see another project within the ecosystem with lots of up-and-coming developments is Contact Carbon. So this is actually a newer project, only 754 followers. From having their own staking token in Carb, a new wallet and privacy solution in Black Hole, they've been building up tons of stuff. So this is definitely, like I said, a new and up-and-coming project that you may want to look more into. If you guys do, carbontoken.info is going to be the link to do so. It's just one of those coins that really provide a utility or use case to the ecosystem that I believe is going to continue to grow. So a lot of value in that. And I do want to talk a little bit more about this top 10 that Lunar Crush put out. So if we actually take a look at this view as well, we can see Terra is at number 1, Alliance or ALBT number 2, Avalanche number 3, Zilliqa is actually number 4. So that's definitely great to see. And I believe this number below, number 9 right here, means that it was number 9 previously. So Zilliqa coming from number 9 to a number 4 spot on the top 10. Definitely a very, very good top 10 in the last 24 hours. This is August 24th, so this was yesterday. So it is very, very recent, and it's great to see, like I said, Zilliqa getting some support, some love. It's definitely, like I said, a coin that deserves it. So here we have Zilliqa talking about this is why we're constantly building up the ecosystem, onboarding new and more unique projects through ZIL Hive, and making the on-chain experience our USP. The goal is very clear for us in the battle of platforms to create the best UX and transform every other holder into a user. So this is actually in response to Lark Davis. He had a tweet that said, if it was just Ethereum versus Cardano, it'd be as much clear battle for platforms. But we also have BSC, Polygon, Solana, Terra, Avalanche, Zilliqa, Elrond, Polkadot, and many others also looking for market share, many of whom are much farther ahead in terms of ecosystem building. So it's just a huge thread that he put. I'm not going to read all the rest of it because, like I said, we'd be here for quite some time. But it's great to see a lot of people noticing that Zilliqa is a pretty far ahead on the ecosystem building part or side of things. If we actually take a look as well at this next tweet, this one talks about Zilliqa actively enriched its economy in DeFi offering this Q2, and here's proof. So they have proof of these stats really coming out and being factual. 4.99 billion ZIL staked, 5.8 billion ZIL locked into DeFi, as we also see the on-chain volume of 47.7 billion ZIL, and ZIL swap liquidity nears almost 800 million ZIL, and the social media takeoff obviously as well. So we do see him at 315K followers on Twitter, which is, like I said, a fairly solid amount of followers and quite a bit of following on their social media as well. But if we actually jump into this tweet, it talks more about the Zilliqa ecosystem cheat sheet. So the DEX being that ZIL swap, stake, NFTs, and the creator economy as well. Obviously, a lot more coming as well. If you see on the bottom, I'm going to scroll this up for you guys. But there's others in the ecosystem, obviously being wallets, logistics, art, and data and dashboards. But they also have coming soon being Pillar Protocol, lending and borrowing, and a lot more to be announced down below. So the ecosystem is continuing to grow and boom. If we actually take a look, though, at this, not really a tweet here, this is more of an article talking about the fundamental analysis. Zilliqa has selected crypto custody service on-chain custodian to secure its network's assets. So as the Zilliqa ecosystem continues to grow, so must our repertoire of the security and compliance solutions to ensure the partners, investors, token holders can safely leverage the benefits of our network. This is from the President and Chief Scientific Officer of Zilliqa. So last month, obviously, Zilliqa announced that it would start to work with Binance to bring the BUSD stablecoin into its network. Zilliqa has experienced tremendous growth in its user activity this year. The main question among investors is whether ZIL is the undervalued at its current price or maybe even overvalued. So looking at the current price, I do think we are still, like I said, undervalued. ZIL is one of those coins that I will pretty much always believe is undervalued until we see it maybe hitting $5 to $10 billion in market cap. In my opinion, we are still seeing a very undervalued coin. I do want to talk about, like I said, price predictions, but before we do so, guys, I do want to say thank you guys so much for the awesome support, as we did hit 100K subscribers this year, and actually today specifically, we hit 100K subscribers on YouTube. And, with that support, I do want to mention that I did announce that I do have a Patreon down below in the description. That Patreon will give you guys opportunities to jump in on pre-sale marketing, or not pre-sale marketing, but really just pre-sale opportunities, as well as low market cap opportunities and ICOs. So getting in on the ground floor on some of these new and upcoming projects, I give you guys the greatest information when it comes to these pre-sales and whitelisting. So if you guys want to take a look yourselves, check out that Patreon link down in the description. And also, like I said, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay up to date with crypto news regarding Zilliqa, as well as so many of their altcoins across the space by hitting that subscribe button. So we do have it 11 cents right now. I do want to give it a quick refresh before we give those price predictions. So nothing too significant really has happened in the last couple of minutes, but for the most part, I think Zilliqa is still going to be on this pace of doing very, very well by the end of the year. We could easily see it pushing past its previous all-time high. If we look at its previous all-time high around that 23, 26 cent range, realistically, by that 26 cents, we could easily be pushing, 40 to 50 cents by the end of the year. By the end of the bull market part 2, I am shooting for a $1 price point on Zilliqa. That is going to be the price target. That would be almost a 9x from this current spot of 11 cents. That would be absolutely huge from this price point. I do think it's definitely, like I said, a possibility. In my opinion, this is actually going to be a very, very conservative price prediction for the end of the year. The $1 price prediction going to be a little out there, but still on my realistic, reasonable side of things. Obviously, always trying to give you guys the realistic and reasonable price prediction. So that's going to be all of my update for Zilliqa for you guys today. Let me know in the comments if you guys have any other coins you want me to take a look at. Trying to spread a little bit out, not just do VeChain, Cardano, Chainlink, Polkadot, just the common ones. Trying to spread out and do some of these smaller altcoins as well that we've talked about prior, but haven't gotten up to date with here recently. So thanks again, guys, for tuning in. I'll see you guys all in the next one.